Dr. Laurence Gerlis is here, GP at Same Day Doctor. Laurence, very good morning to you.
Morning, Mike.
I mean, when you go, one of the reasons why getting to see a doctor is getting harder and harder is more and more people in the queue. But it turns out now, I was speaking to a doctor earlier on in the show, doctors are now seeing people in more ways than just in face-to-face, I suppose you might say. You might say, and you may have said this before, that some consultations can be done without actually physical presence of a doctor. You can do it on Zoom, you can do it on the phone, but a third is quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, this started during the pandemic when the GPs could work from home, and indeed some even working from abroad. And then the government said, oh, that's a bad thing, you've got to do face-to-face. Look, I've seen some very bad examples. During the pandemic, one woman had 3 consultations for a bladder problem, got 3 lots of antibiotics, and when she came to see me, one minute of examination, I could tell she had ovarian cancer, because she hadn't been examined. And there are numerous examples I've seen of that sort of thing, I've seen personally. So remote consultations have limited experience. I like to be able to examine patients and take blood and do testing and all that. And you can't do that on a remote video or phone consultation. For routine stuff, for maybe for prescriptions or referral letters, yes. But I do like to be able to examine a patient. And there's an unintended consequence. In the private sector now, you can get a sick note on a remote consultation if you pay for it. You can get Ozempic and Manjaro without seeing a doctor, just online. So there's a burgeoning private sector now of clinics that don't have any physical presence at all. Yeah. It's all online. You can get antibiotics online. Every single day at work, I get someone contacting me saying, I've got a sore throat, can I have antibiotics? I say, no, I'm not Deliveroo. This is the Uber. This is the Uberization of medicine. You've got to come in and be examined, and we'll decide if you need antibiotics. It happens every single day because during the pandemic, people talked about remote consultations. People weren't aware that could happen, and now it triggers everyone saying, "Oh, I didn't think of that. I don't even have to leave my home or my office or wherever. I can just get what I want." By remote consultation. I'm not desperately keen on them.
No, I think you're right. I think because people's expectations have changed as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
In the same way that they don't go into the office as much as they used to. They sort of used to ordering stuff and just getting it delivered to them. But I speak to a doctor regularly on this show who's an NHS doctor, and he's admitted to me that he will sign people off on the sick if they send him an email, and he doesn't even have to talk to them. And so, I mean, that's obviously bad. And presumably, as an old school doctor, if you look at somebody and you meet them and they sit in front of you, you can tell things about them that you can't tell when you're just looking at a screen with them on it.
I look at people as they're walking into the room. You can tell the way they're walking. You can get a better vision of their face, their colour, how drained they are. Check them for sepsis. Absolutely, their whole body language. And although you can see some of that on video consultations, most actually of the remote consultations are done by phone or email, so they're not actually even video. So you do see a lot when people come in to be examined. I had a woman who thought she was just constipated, and I said, no, come in to be examined. Again, you put your hand on her tummy. She had peritonitis from a burst appendix, but her only symptom was constipation. Now, in another world, she would have just got laxatives and died the next day. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah. See it all the time, Mike.
It is. It's a terrible thing. And what do you make of old Neil Kinnock, who's got a bit of flack this week for coming up with his plan to put VAT on private healthcare? They've run out of things to tax, this government, so I guess it's eventually going to reach every single pore of the world. Doesn't seem like a great idea to me.
Well, it will drive more people back into the NHS, which I'm not sure is a good thing. No, I'm concerned about it, obviously, and I think again it's a bit of a class war, like the VAT on private schools. We'll just have to wait and see. There's lots of false leads leading up to the budget, and we'll just have to deal with whatever is. I don't think it's a great idea, and it will affect companies. The companies are already paying higher national insurance. If they've got corporate schemes for their private health, it's just going to add to their costs. So again, we're going to get more redundancies, I'm afraid, because it's going to be too expensive to employ and insure people medically.
Yes.